Good evening, this is Kelly chatting to you from the Ramsgate Clinic. How do we know it's Ramsgate? Those little faces in the background again. I wanted to do a video tonight because I took a phone call from a marketing company this afternoon, and it was talking about reviews and how people would leave reviews for your company via a QR code and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I said no to that, but regardless of that conversation, it got me thinking a little bit about reviews and how people do review your business when you're in aesthetics. Now, I'm sure every aesthetic practitioner out there can probably go, oh my gosh, Kelly, I completely identify with that. So a lot of our clients are what I call quite secretive. So their husbands don't know, their family don't know, they don't want their neighbour to know, they don't want their work colleagues to know. So they like to keep that what they have done in aesthetic clinics is quite a large secret. So that can cause us a bit of a problem in the first instance, and it's something that obviously we have to respect as practitioners, because quite often these sites that you leave reviews actually ask for your email address, they ask for your name, etc. So it's not always anonymized. Anyway, so once I'd sort of started thinking about that, I started to have a little look at my reviews that have been left over the years. Not something that I've really done, to be honest. And there was maybe 3 or 4 reviews that I kind of thought, oh, that was a bit harsh, or I don't remember that lady, or crikey, what on earth happened there? Did the person send me, some correspondence to say that they wasn't happy or what have you? And before I knew it, I'd got my knickers in a little bit of a twist about it, actually. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is like 3 years ago. What do I do about this now? Obviously, I've had a period of, very severe illness in that time, which I'm glad to say that I've recovered and I've come back, etc. But it left me hanging with, how do I, as a clinic or a practitioner or a nurse or anybody with any level of perhaps, what's the word that I want? Any level of authority or power over people to make decisions, cope with people leaving reviews that are less than 5-star. So my first thing that I needed to do was I needed to get familiar with my other colleagues, and I thought, well, we all have this in aesthetics. It's something that's, a very normal thing to have in business, that you will meet clients. It could be in a restaurant, it could be in a hairdresser's, beauticians, aesthetic practitioner, numerous places where we provide services where you will receive a review that makes your heart go, oh, yuck, I don't think I like that very much. What was my part in that? You reflect on it, and was there anything that I could have done differently? So what I wanted to say tonight, I guess, on my videos, is that getting negative reviews in business, sadly, is part of business. And I think when clients are choosing their practitioner, of course you go through the reviews and you make an informed decision as much as you can. But I think it's really prudent to understand that sometimes these reviews are, number 1, not genuine, number 2, not deserved, number 3, from a competitor that absolutely hates you, and number 4, sometimes clients don't like the word no. So I've had certainly reviews that have been left on my Google where I can't particularly recall this client, and I've tried to look for notes or whatever on the session, and the only conclusion or memory that I can have of a particular client or what have you is that it was a consultation that didn't go very well, in the fact that I didn't deliver what was wanted in that consultation. So I think that what I want to try and say is, I'm trying to address the fact that, of course, I have some reviews on my website or, on Google that are less than what I would want them to be honest. But I think what I've needed to do is reflect on it and understand that actually it's no point getting bitter. There's no point being angry or sad or, tearful about these reviews. They are what they are. And actually realizing that as a 42-year-old woman, do I like everybody that I meet? No. Does everybody like me that meets me? No. Am I okay with that? Yeah, actually I think I am. And am I okay with that as a business, to realise that part of my business growing into a more successful and actually well-rounded and clinic that's prepared to not get bitter but to get better off the back of these reviews. So I remember somebody saying to me many years ago, Kelly, always make a positive out of a negative. And that's something that's really stuck with me in my heart and in my life actually, because I think that there's no point just sitting in this pit of, oh gosh, you know, I did this, oh no, what can I do next, oh God, they hate me. It's done, it's over. You know, it was an experience, I've learned something from it. I say it was a lesson or it was a blessing. So sometimes it's a bit of both, to be honest. But I wanted to address the what do you want to call it, the thorn in my side, or the, you know, the thing that's just getting a little bit lost in everything. Because some people are sort of saying to me, well, you know, but Kelly, I've seen your reviews, and you know, I've had people put the phone down on me and said, I've booked an appointment, I'm not coming to see you now, I've read your reviews. And of course you're completely heartbroken over what people are saying, because unfortunately the general public doesn't necessarily see the side of business that we as nurses or therapists or whatever that we see, and it's quite harsh out there. So I always say to people, when you're reading reviews about any business, not just my business, but remember somebody at that point was, excuse my language, pissed off. And when people are pissed off, they normally can write some quite nasty things. So that's all I'm going to say about reviews, because I've addressed what I wanted to say and there's nothing more I can say about it. And as somebody that I quite admire actually in aesthetic marketing says, you know what, a hater's gonna hate. So live. Anyway, my next things that I wanted to talk about is quite exciting, or things that have been, you know, occurring in the business which are very different actually for me, and something that I'm quite enjoying. So I said to you in my last video, we're getting, excuse me, that's dinner, getting a lot more men coming through the clinic, which is a really great thing. And I watched a fabulous webinar last week with two guys, one from Canada, very well respected nurse practitioner in Canada, and then one of our doctors from England as well, very respected doctor in this country. And they were talking about how to keep aesthetics real for the genuine blokey bloke. And I took an awful lot from that, and I learned an awful lot from these guys. And I'm pleased to say that, you know, my practice because of that has not radically changed, but actually my awareness of what men coming into the clinic want to be treated like, how they would like to be spoken to, and how they would like to have their face not beautified, they just want to look a bit better. So I think that I've had a couple of reviews coming through from gents recently that again have been really great. You know, I'm really enjoying having men in the clinic, because they bring a certain different dynamic and a bit of fun actually to fill your face, and I've been quite enjoying that. So the other thing that I have invested in, this does look a bit strange, so don't think that I've gone completely bonkers, but this was a tip that I took from the Canadian guy that was watching on last Thursday I think it was, and it's a wand. So not a wand that some of you would have been very used to me dealing with in the past, but this is a, can you hear it? A vibrating wand. Okay, so the idea of this is actually, it's nothing really to do with aesthetics, but it's a clever distraction technique. So for those that are a little bit needle phobic, you know, don't really like pain, none of us like pain, but some people are slightly more sensitive to pain, or ladies that are menstruating can experience more pain than at other times, this will help to ease your pain. So the other thing that I am waiting to arrive, I'm going to turn it off now because it's a bit distracting. The other thing that I'm waiting to arrive any day now is a pair of what they call the golden ratio calipers. Now the golden ratio, or I think they call it, it's P or Phi or PHI, what it's about is about the golden ratios of facial proportions. Now, I've been reading quite a lot about this in the last week, and it's really interesting. It goes right back to sacred geometry, if that's your kind of thing and you're interested in that. But it's about creating the face according to this golden ratio and applying that to certain features on the face and actually being able to achieve the optimum result. So that will be coming very, very soon. I've just got to get au fait with how to use those calipers, because you know, I'm not used to. I do a lot of my aesthetics by eye. Obviously I do measure as well, but you know, for me this is going to be quite almost a scientific approach, but I'm going to have to use my creative eye alongside it. So it'll be quite interesting to watch and see how that goes on. So the other thing that's really good is I have started doing Dermalogica training. So I've done my first session today. I'm going to be doing another day tomorrow and another day on Wednesday, and then Dermalogica will become in Fanet only, because as you know I work with Claire, Claire's Beauty Pantry in Faversham, and Claire is our Dermalogica skin expert. She's fabulous. I can't touch that girl, so I'm not even going to try. So in Faversham, Claire is your girl for Dermalogica, and in Fanet I will be using the products within my business to help people correct, you know, skin conditions that they're worried about. And also I will be bringing in the range of facials, which will be again applying it to certain more skin conditions that people may be concerned with: acneic skin, rosacea skin, sensitive skin, acne prone or breakout skin, dry skin, oily skin, combination skin. So we could go on and on about skin. So I love skin, and one thing that I do love to see with skin is getting a really good result. I think it's one thing that you can improve someone's appearance, their confidence, just everything by just correcting their skin. And sometimes that's such a really simple product or procedure that you can just bring in, and it just tilts the balance over into healthy skin. So that I'm quite excited about. The other thing that I think that most of you know by now, but I got given the most beautiful gift yesterday, and it's on my finger, as you can see. I'm super happy about it, and yeah, it was a massive surprise, and something that I'm really, really pleased about. And you know, a lot of people have been like, oh, thank God, finally Kelly, you've settled down. And you know, I know after, you know, the last sort of 3.5-4 years, you know, I have had a very difficult time, and I think that eventually I will do possibly a blog or a video blog for you to try and help you understand some of what that transformation for me has looked like. Anyway, I could go on and on and on tonight because I've got a little chatterbox in my brain. Anyway, so thank you for listening. I hope that I didn't come across as bitter about the reviews, because that's not my intention. But what I felt I needed to do was just address some of these. You know, I mean, they're a few years back, but you know, it's not nice to see them. But can I just leave them sitting there? I don't think so. I think that I do need to respond to them and respond to you as, you know, potential clients and clients of mine that have been with me for a long time. So I'm sure some of you will sympathise. Some of what's written there is not very kind, and certainly not apt to my personality at all. Anyway, I wish you all a lovely Monday evening. I finished my musings for tonight, and I am probably about to go and read an article about global public health, because that's my latest module, which I shall be cracking on with. Anyway, stay well, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.